FB, it's me. Happy Saturday. The time in California is 9:12 a.m. and I hope everyone's had a well and productive week and a great weekend. It's starting up, damn it. The weather is wonderful. It's just right. It's not too hot, not too cold. And I just really like the way it's going to go. My vibrations are already set for the weekend, and I'm choosing to be peaceful minded and just happiness and just be cool and chill and be in my own little happy world. And I purposely tuned out noise. So here's the thing here. I just came from dropping off Mini Me 1 and 2 for tutoring and for march practice with the Omega Gents. And they really are looking forward to that. They're just, you know, it might have been, they don't like the academics, but that's a part of being a normal teenager, because you know teenagers do not want to study on weekends, but it's something that's necessary. And I am appreciative of the fact that the Omega Sci-Fi fraternity does offer weekly tutoring to help the young men out, to make them stronger, keep them strong and focused. And in addition to that, they're doing some type of march practice, and that preps them for steps, and like, it's just all kinds of awesome. But I really am happy to see where things are going with the boys. And on other notes too, I know for me, this weekend is going to be busy, but busy on my own flow. I know some people have seen that I really have been out of my element, and my balance of my skills have been knocked off because it's just too much negativity and too much that's surrounding me and start to consume me. And I had to put a stop to it and back up and distance myself and take a break. Now, the thing about me is, just as there's light within me, there's also a darkness. And so some people see me as very aggressive, get some shit done. And when it comes to business type of matters, I don't fuck around. And I don't mind. I actually like to help people make life easier for others. And I will speak up and be that voice and the fucking bully for the underdog. And I don't like seeing people get taken advantage of. And I don't like people doing shady ass shit. And I have a pet peeve about people who do not take accountability and responsibility for their actions and behaviors. And people who misuse their power and abuse their power. And so, make a long story short, you know, things happen for a reason. Again, I say, trust the timing of your life, as things do not always happen the way that you may want them to or expect them to, but they happen just as they're designed to, and all for a reason, are always in your favor. And so a good example of that is for this week. You know, we had court set. I have one client, or one target, and two different people that's going, well, actually a few different people going after her, but there's a double court case. And make a long story short, for whatever reason, we showed up to court on Thursday. Come to find out that the person reset the calendar. And we never were notified, but because the woman had done it last minute. And, you know, people got a little frustrated, but things happen for a reason. That's why I wasn't really worried about it. Things happen for a reason. I knew something was going to come into manifestation. And sure enough, later that evening, we received the notification from the actual target directly, and she was in violation of restraining order. And in addition to that, she did an improper service. So she's all kind of fucked up. And from there, more reports got filed. Things are going to go to the DA. And in that time too, as Hayward PD actually fucked up on how they handled a certain incident surrounding this individual, where they try to sit there and pull the sheep or the wool over somebody's eyes before. Y'all already know I'm not the dumb species. So I had to go over there, raise a little hell, pull some strings, and where people think or underestimate me, they have no idea exactly just how sharp I am. And so same with the other officer at Alameda County Sheriff's Office, who started out trying to sit there and bully some shit and manipulate the person who I'm helping. And I shut that shit down and shut him the fuck up, because whatever he was trying to do, I had proof of everything, so there was no excuse, and he had to do his job. So same with Hayward PD, to where the guy did not want to do his job and kind of laughed and brushed situations off. And as all this evidence came in, including legal projects coming up surrounding the situation, he was put into a position to say, uh-oh, I fucked up, and he corrected it. So even for this case that he's working on, he had to correct that too, which all is connected to whatever's happening, and everything worked out in favor. But trust the timing of your life. And with that being said, you know, you guys, as much as I know I have various gifts. I'm not a jack of all trades by far, but I just have certain gifts and things that my dad taught me very well, and things that I've learned in applying life situations and lessons into what I do, and I'm very passionate about. But some things are just too much stress. Not for everybody. Some things are easy. And even for last night, I talked to a firefighter who I just did a project for, won that case for him too. But some things were really disturbing. You know, he did a follow-up, but I didn't realize how affected he really had been by someone who had been stalking him since 1990s. And, you know, I really feel his pain. And at one point, you have to come to your point in life and just say, you know what, fuck this, I'm going to fight back. And I'm glad he got his fight back. But it's just too much drama on other ends. And so as we, you know, drama is something that we either create or we invite or get invited into, but we choose to be a part of, that we tolerate and allow, and what we associate with. And whether it be somebody, you know, we meet people on a constant basis, whether it be work, or even family, or acquaintances, or whatever. But what I do every once in a while, I say quarterly, is take an inventory of my life. I call it hedonistic calculus. And I write down all the people and situations that surround my immediate environment. And with that, I write a list down to see if the good things that go on that benefit my soul are good for my spirit, versus if it's unhealthy, what I don't like, and what bothers me, or what's not good. And if the good outweighs the bad, it's something worth keeping and being a part of. But if the bad outweighs the good, you know, there's some things you have to cut yourself off and distance yourself from. And not to say that you have to hate that person or you don't love them, but you have to respect you a lot more. And there's such a thing called of loving from a distance. Like for my brother, I don't even love him. There's no love for him, and there's no love for my mother. But, you know, you can still care about them. I don't even have care for them. But, you know, whatever it is, you can still just keep people at distance and cut that shit off. And so, where, you know, it's my fault in a way for some people who have been reintroduced back into my life. And I'm trying to remember, because, you know, we were cool way back when, and I fell out with this person years ago, cut off contact, went about my life, and because our kids were connected, and because of an event that happened this time last year, we reconnected. And even though the person's a blessing, is wonderful to be around, it's because the vibrations of the same craziness, confusion, drama, always something, and things that I have outgrown. You know, it's not good for my spirit. It brings about a high amount of stress and anxiety. Not because of me, it's just because of all the situations that surround this person. Like, it's always something. And where I operate differently, to where I keep situations simple, black and white, you know, it's too much. And then as I'm finding myself more involved in their situation, even though I'm asked to or invited in there, or even volunteering, but that a person, I believe, in it, just the whole environment is just not healthy for my spirit. I've come way too far and fought way too hard to gain my sense of balance and peace of mind, healing from a lot of things that were hurting me growing up. And I've come way too far to start a journey of pursuit of happiness, only to regress back to, you know, old patterns and ways. It's not even me anymore. It doesn't feel comfortable. It's agitating me, and I can't do it. And so people wonder why I distance myself, or even though you might see me in short episodes, you guys never see me with a whole bunch of people. I'm most times I'm a loner, or I have my son with me, but I'm a loner by nature, and I prefer it that way. I don't have to have cliques to validate who I am, or always have somebody supporting me. I support my damn self. And I just operate a lot better. Out of the environment of what's going on with certain situations, I can say that only one person out of the whole damn clique has been consistent on top of his game when it came to having money up front, knowing what he had to do. He had no problem getting the money for me. When it came to affidavit and being and doing what he's supposed to do, he did every bit of what he's supposed to make my situation easier in order to help him. And that's how you do business. Take responsibility for your actions and behaviors. And if you speak about what you want and desire, you have to take action to actually make it happen. It's just not a mouthpiece. And I don't like having to chase people down and having to keep reminding people of what they should be doing, yet they're the ones voicing of what they need and want and concerned about. And so that shows me about how much priority you take upon and seriously you take yourself. So if you don't take yourself serious, why should I take you serious? And I waste my time. And so I might come across as a bitch to some people, but I meant what I said, I'm meaning what I say, and stepping back from situations, because I'm tired of cleaning up messes for people who are not trying to grow and help themselves truly, because they're still in the same patterns. And with that, you can still love somebody, kick and say what's up here and there, but not really my type of tea to really hang with, for reasons, because I'm beyond all the bullshit. It's too much stress and drama. It's not my flavor anymore. And I'm not saying that that person is bad, but what I am saying is that I just respect me and my space a lot more and where I've come from, and I'm just in a whole different page and universe right now. So I know some people will be understanding of that. And also too, I know a lot of people have been wondering what I'm going to do for my birthday and been asking me, and even got some invites for dinner, all this other stuff. But honestly, where most people like to go out and go stunt party and, you know, just do all this extra, go, whether you go have birthday sex or get drunk, whatever the fuck you do, you know, I'm kind of burnt out on that. And I don't know if people offline have noticed that, you know, you guys might see me make special guest appearances here and there in short episodes. And most times I'll be in for a minute. You guys won't see me the next minute because I disappear just that fast. But I really don't go to bars and stuff like I used to. I have better things to invest my money and time with, like my son's college fund. He's getting a car in a couple more months. And I have things that I'm working on. But I just rather spend my time doing something a little bit more meaningful. And as I spend all my time, day in, day out for the most part, I'm always dealing with people, whether it be for business or just random strangers that attract me, whether it be like, you know, even family, whatever the hell it is, I deal with people all day long. And even though it's a blessing to be able to help and bless others in different forms, to be honest, I don't want to be bothered by anybody. I don't want to hear any type of happy birthdays. I don't want to get any calls. I don't want any text messages saying, what are you doing? I don't want any invites. If anything, me and my child are going to go ahead and get our matching tats like he came up with, and that's the most best birthday gift he could have ever came up with, and I love him to death for it. But we're probably out of town and disappear somewhere, and at one point I'm probably going to do something, but I'm going to drive, I'm going to enjoy nature, do something I have not done before. But I want to be left alone on my birthday the whole weekend. Not even just the whole weekend. I'm choosing to celebrate me in different ways. I'd rather do things that will nurture and grow my spirit and just give me a peace of mind. And I just really don't want to be bothered with people. I don't want to be bothered with people. But not to be mean, I'm not angry. It's just I can only take people in short episodes. And for some people, I know they will understand that. I'm not depressed, nothing like that, but I just need a break from people. There's a reason why I keep a distance. And I understand why Daddy was much more of a loner, and even from my aunt, you know, she can be social, I can be bubbly in episodes and cool, but I like my space and peace of mind for reasons. And the less people you know and associate with, the less drama that you'll have. And I'm not used to all this. It's too much for me. So I'm at a point of reevaluating my life and situations. And, you know, I'm trying to understand, you know, sometimes things happen for a reason beyond what we understand. So even as, you know, I stepped back before from a situation or a person and then came back, you know, it's the same reason that keeps popping up in confirmation as why some doors should stay closed and distance should be maintained. And it's not to hurt the other person, it's to respect me and my soul and my growth and where I am in life. I know that for at least the past week, I've had calls from a couple people who I gave my number to. Don't know why, for networking and just because, I don't know, I need to stop doing that shit. But for that random guy who ran to me at Safeway who wants to kick back or whatever, and there's another guy, I really don't feel like being bothered. I mean, you guys know I have the attention span of a fucking gnat when it comes to men especially, but relationships and just people. I don't know. It just has to be something really special about you to maintain my attention. And there's nothing that caught my eye. There's not really the sense of attraction. It's just like, you know, I have better things to do. Anything on top of, like, with attraction on top of romantic skills is the lowest part of my totem pole by choice. And where I was entertaining the idea of even feeding or doing something on a more spiritual note, they're not the ones. The timing just isn't meant for me, and I don't want it to be. So let me get back to my shell of staying celibate by choice. And I'm not even looking for females. I'm just enjoying doing me right now, my focus. What I'm gonna do this weekend is touch bases with all the parents just to say hi for the Mega Gents program. I did have a chance to talk to the co-chair for the Mega Gents. I'm very happy with that too, because they will be attending the meeting next weekend. But getting the agenda together and working on things that I need to work on and getting myself back in order. And I'm gonna give a hint to you guys too. I know I'm talking for a while, but I don't know how many of you guys really take time to actually clean your houses and clean your cars on a routine basis. And I'm asking, saying this because, again, your environment, whatever you surround yourself, you will become. And so people notice, I noticed that I used to have my car junky all the time, especially with kids. And as when you start driving taxi and even for Uber, you learn to keep your car clean because you never know who's going to be in it. But realize, as you clean your car, you kind of like clean space for yourself and your thoughts. It's a whole different vibration of energy, but it allows you to be more productive and be able to breathe better and function better. And same with your houses, same with your kitchen and your bedrooms. So when you live in a whole room full of clutter and trash and garbage and papers everywhere, that also represents what your spirit's going through, because there's so much clutter and garbage and confusion, all this shit you don't need. So it's good to clean your house and room on a daily basis, if not a weekly basis, but clean your space. You can clean all the clutter out of your life that you don't need and make room for things that you can invite that are more welcoming for your spirit. And I don't even know why I said that, but some people don't realize the fact that how you keep yourself, how you keep your environment, it's a part of how it shows a representation of what you are. So, it's just an inspirational thought, just something to even be on top of your game. But the thing is to be a way better person than you were the day before. At least that's my goal. And even though we can get distracted at times, and that's easy to get distracted, but whatever we learned in the past, it's very important to apply what we've learned to our lessons in the present and future. And that's a test that I am going through and now understanding, and I will have to make necessary adjustments. I've tried to understand, even for one that's in our clique, and I know he say things. I know he knows I'm a firecracker, a ticking time bomb, because I've never seen myself so angry and flustered in such a long time. And I was trying to understand what is making me so angry about a certain situation. It's because I've outgrown a situation, and I think it brought about a trigger because the things that were not healthy for my spirit, that person reminds me of. And it's not good. So that tells me in confirmation that, you don't even have to be angry, but it's time to let some situations and people go so you can continue to grow. And again, I say, it's okay to really say hi here and there or hang out here and there, but there's a reason why I keep things in short episodes. But you do not need to identify and be a part of something that's not good for your spirit, whatever your spirit calls for. And for me, my spirit calls for happiness, peace of mind, balance, and just being free. And so anyway, you guys, that's my rant for today. I am going to make a couple stops as the kids are doing tutoring. I have to get in touch with the client for a divorce decree that she's actually already have drawn up and everything's ready. But I have to get in touch with her husband who's out of state. But things have been picking up. Things have been a blessing. But it's about getting my life in order and maintaining an order. So anyway, you guys have a good one. God bless you. Have a great weekend and talk to you guys soon.
How you feel? Can we chill? Or do we have to pack that steel? Cause it's a hot day around our highway. We got the pistols around our highways. Hey, to kill a nigga. Why? Cause my nigga stack, he's got that killer. What do you mean killer? I mean that lead, those ganja trees, those color leaves. Please, can I get the what? Please, can I cut the what? With my
what the hell am I playing? No, I'm not.
Like a sports car. Shanta got big lips and handlebars. Put it on Tim like a porno star. Run back the tape in the VCR.
I'm coming, baby, like the big black kahuna. I wish you would have humped me just a little sooner. So now rich, like silver spooners. Spoon now, just a finger now, I got your moon. I wish you would have did that 2 years ago. Go. Let me feel the body hit the skin, yo. Now you see a brother make a little dough. I really hate that mess, but I love you, yo. Love to love ya, love ya. I love you, love to love ya, love
off the Luciano, and girls with condo, Chanel with Gaetano. Girl, my persona, I share like Sonny Bono. Black and white keys, lay girls on my piano. Meet Missy and Timbo, rap at any tempo. Huckleberry fan, Magoo, the South Tempo. Put up in my lingo, B9, girl, a bingo. Help, I see a Beatle, cool out, that's only Ringo. Missy sang a jangle as I commence the tango. Genuine riding on a pony, put money in the middle. Check the riddle, got your girl pants hot a little. Thinking that she gone when you only just a nickel. Take a tickle, cause your man, pickle green and ridiculous. Bagging 2-0 from down south and Hickle. Black house shoes, my cane go to match. Pimp rap game, take all your scratch. Girl, I'm the P, see me on TV. BB, hook me up with your girl CC. Female, looky here, I'm Chip, you there. Let me get one kiss, just don't go tell. You so absurd, I thought you heard. If you don't know, the bird is the word. It's the bird, bird, bird. The bird is the word. The bird, bird, bird. The bird is the word.
Love to love to love ya, love ya, love ya. I love you. Love to love to love ya, love ya, love ya. Love to love to love ya, love ya, love ya.
See, I don't stop like good dick. Stop pages hotness when you need a fix. Big girls don't cry, we take all of it. Doggy style like George in the parliament. Feel me now, see my loving got you dead struckin'. Head is stuckin', the pillowcase suckin'. Shanta still handcuffin'. Just me and you, cause I'ma rock it all night.